Hey, what's up everybody? TooTallToby here, and in today's SolidWorks Power Move, we're going to talk about how to create a hole wizard hole on a non-orthogonal surface. And so what I mean by that is that the customer wants to create a countersink hole that comes in and ultimately hits this surface here so they can tighten a screw and tighten down the keyway there. And so they want that hole to exist here on this surface, but if we look at this thing from the side view, we can see that that surface is drafted. In other words, the angle here between these two surfaces is not 90 degrees. Our 90-degree surface might look a little bit more like that, but this surface here is drafted outward. So the question is, how can we create a countersink here that kind of comes in and then comes in like so using hole wizard, right? We could always do that with a revolve. It would be easy enough to do it with a cut revolve, but how can we accomplish this using hole wizard? And the answer to that question, the secret sauce here, is you want to start out by creating a plane out here in space, and then you can pre-select that plane, and that will become the location for your point sketch in the hole wizard command. And so here's what this might look like. We could maybe go back to this model here, and we could take this surface here, and we could choose reference geometry plane, and we could choose to offset a plane outward here. Maybe I'll bring this out like 9 or 10 millimeters, and I'll have this come out in this direction. Now, how far out that plane needs to go is something you're going to have to judge, but that will be the location of the start of the countersink. So like I said, you'll have to judge what you want that distance to be, but in this case, I'm just going to bring it out 9 millimeters. Now that I've got that plane there, what I can do is I can use that plane to define the point sketch of my hole wizard hole, or kind of the original location, the origin location of our countersink. So what I can do is I can pre-select that plane, then I can go up here into my features and I can choose hole wizard. And then once I go in here to my features and choose hole wizard, I can choose countersink. So here you see the different hole types, and you can use any of these. I'm going to use countersink this time, anti-metric, flathead screw, and then I'm going to come down here and I'm going to say I want this to be for, let's say we want this to be for like an M4. We'll see what that ends up looking like. So actually, I think that slot is like 8 millimeters wide, so maybe we'll make this for like an M6. So now we can come in here to positions, and when it comes to positions, we're already in a 2D sketch on that plane that we had pre-selected. So we could rotate our view normal to that plane. We could choose to make a point here, which is vertical to the origin. We can go into our dimension settings and then set up what we want the dimensions to be. But boom, there you go. There you can see that we've got our hole running through there. I was a little bit too quick there when I right clicked, so let me just go back into that sketch. So you can see whenever you do a hole wizard hole, you get two sketches. You get one sketch for your point sketch and then one sketch for your cut revolve. So I could go back into that point sketch and I could say edit sketch and then add in my dimensions and my relations. So maybe we'll say that this is like 14 millimeters down from the top, and then we could also say that we want to add a relationship here between this point and the origin. And we could say we want those to be vertical. There we go, a nice fully defined sketch. And then finally, what we could do is we could look at the hole wizard settings. And from the hole wizard settings, we could right click and we could say edit feature. We could say we only want that to go up to next. And there we go. That way it just goes through into that keyway. So that is how you can get in there and you can use the hole wizard hole on a non-planar surface. The whole trick there is that you actually are still doing it on a planar surface. You just make a new plane first out in space, and that way you'll get that hole to go right through the model into that keyway. Now, there is another technique that you can use to create a hole going through a non-planar surface, and that would be in a scenario where you actually want the hole to be coming off normal to the surface. So this might not be appropriate for this model, but just because we're already in here talking about it, let's just show how this is done. So if we go back to hole wizard, and this time we don't pre-select a planar face, well, now what will happen is when we go to positions, now we're going to be in a 3D sketch. So when I take my mouse out here and I click on a non-planar face, SolidWorks automatically puts me into a 3D sketch. So what I could do here is I could click anywhere on the surface, just left click to get that point in there. Then what I could do is I could come over here to the tree. So let me just hit escape to get out of the sketch a point command. Now I could come over here to the tree and I could expand the tree, and I could pick a plane, like pick the front plane, hold control, pick this point, let go of control, and I can create a relationship here called make on plane. So basically I'm moving that point so it's on the front plane. And then what I could do is I could add a dimension here that goes from this surface up top here down to that point. And then I could say that I want that dimension to be, again, 14 millimeters. Enter. And when we finish this hole wizard command, we're going to see that we've got a hole. The difference between these two is that this hole is is actually running down at an angle perpendicular to that surface. So the axis for this hole is running down perpendicular to this surface. It's running down at a slight angle. But the axis for the original hole that we created is just coming straight across. It's parallel to this surface here. So that axis is running straight across. So you will get a slightly different result, but both topics do come up, and at different times, both topics are applicable. And so now you know how to create a hole wizard hole on a non-planar surface, either by dropping a plane out in space or by dropping the point directly on that non-planar surface. So let me know down in the comments, which one do you think you are more likely to use? If this is brand new to you, be sure to hit the like button, especially if you think you're going to find a place to use this. And if you like my style of teaching, be sure to visit us at TooTallToby.com/training. We've got a lot of great training courses there to help you go from zero to hero in the world of SolidWorks, maybe even get your certified SolidWorks professional certification. And I will look forward to seeing all of you in the next TooTallToby Power Moves.